Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and in today's video, I thought it'd be kind of fun because we just came off of a crazy siege. I had so much fun. It was a 3.5 hour video. It was like an extended edition Lord of the Rings movie. It was insane. And we are also, by the way, coming up to a new live arena season. And that season, I believe they are extending the end of season rewards to top 500. And of course, in the last season, they have improved the seasonal rewards now as well. There's some 4-star basalt in there. It's a bit better. Yeah, and I think it's just kind of fun coming up to the end of the year to take a moment to check out how I'm currently building my arena champions. These are the 20 most used. We'll take a look at these. I will say, I'm not sure if Maria is going to stay there, but the others I use all the time. And then we'll take maybe a quick gander. I've got another bunch of champions that I use a little bit every now and then. And then there's even more beyond that I use in Siege, some really spicy picks. I'm going to have a whole other video on spicy underrated picks. It might be out already. I don't know. I'm setting stuff up for the weekend, so I don't know what order they're going to come out in. But without any further ado, let's dive in. Let's take a look, and I'll give you some quick thoughts on where and how I use these champions, why I build them the way I do, and some upgrades to their builds where there might be some upgrades. So I've tried to put a lot of the best gear on my account. We're going to see on these 20 champions right here. So first up, we have Frolni. He's a mythical and he's 6-star. I got Frolni from Remnant Summons from the Cursed City. I actually got them in like one of my first 3 or 4, I think. I got him really early, not seen a mythical since. He's okay. I use Frolni a low to medium amount. The problem with Frolni is, well, it's just he's not the best mythical, that's for sure. But also, if you look at my account specifically, and you assume these are my 20 strongest champions for Arena, look at this top row. Yeah, these top 8 champions. What do we see here? A lot of damage dealers, okay? And I think most of them are better than him, just straight up. So I don't end up using him that often because just, Nice is better. Empress is better. Marius is better. They're just better. So he's really good, but those options are just better. It's sort of the damage dealer's lot in life, right? You've got a lot of competition, but he's still great. I have him in lethal and stone skin. Pretty standard build for most damage dealers in Arena. Stone skin is so strong to keep you alive. It combos very well with Lightning Cage. I actually have him, though, in Life Harvest, which is going to be giving him 30% turn meter whenever an enemy revives and destroying their max HP. I think this fits perfectly with Frolni because you actually typically open with his A2, which can steal a buff, can steal Stone Skin. And this is a big single target nuke. His AoE isn't that powerful, but he starts to go crazy with his passive, where he gets ramping max HP and speed when he kills an enemy. So he's very good against like squishy teams with especially with revivers, like, Sun Wukong. He eats that guy for breakfast. He's like, yes, give me my stacks. I keep killing you. But it's a lovely combo, right? You nuke somebody, take them out, they revive them, and it's like, ooh, well, I've got this extra speed and HP because I killed someone. Ooh, now I get a bunch of turn meter because you revive them. Now I'm ready to come in and nuke them hard with this, and I've destroyed their max HP, so this is definitely going to trigger the bonus. Yeah, he's fun. He's cool. He's a solid champ. For his stats, I've got him high HP, good speed. It's a little slow for where I am at. You'll see with my other damage dealers, he's actually a bit slow. I'm trying to push more toward, especially because he's 6-star. He's got plus 20 speed. So, I've got some of my non-6-star damage dealers even are closer to 300. So he's definitely slower-ish for me. High crit damage, that's him. I will say, because of his passive, where he does change HP into crit damage, and because of his A3, where he does more damage if he's got higher max HP, I do think that I probably should build him actually with a little lower crit damage and a bit more max HP. Like, probably 120,000, and if that goes to 300,000 or below, maybe like 290, maybe that's worth the trade. But like I said, I probably don't use them enough to make that matter. But just the idea would be that no matter how tanky they've built their Duchess or their Galathir or yada yada. I mean, he's bad against Galathir because of affinity, but you get the gist. No matter how tanky they have their Duchess or their Marishka, for example, we'll be able to be getting that 30% even from the start, if that makes sense to do. Anyway, that's him. He's got a Wand of Submission. I've actually just got this onto him. Is this fully upgraded? Yeah, it is. Cool. But it's plus 12, right? 4-star. I think I took this off of Gallas. We'll talk about why in a minute. The gemstones don't fully make sense. We'd love to have him with damage gemstones. I don't know if there's a good diamond for him. Don't know. But that's him. Wand of Submission protects him from crowd control, protects him from sheep, which is good, especially because he doesn't have lightning cage. His stone skin might be removed. Protection from crowd control is nice. And he's got these masteries. I think fairly straightforward stuff. Again, I've not gone for Ruthless Ambush. I have gone for Whirlwind of Death because I do think he's more of a ramping champion overall. And I've got him built with some support tree stuff as well to tie into that. And I do use his form 2 occasionally. It can weirdly be really good against Harima. He really struggles to kill Harima, but it can be quite effective to switch into this form and then to like just kill Harima by reflecting damage back when she nukes him can be kind of fun. So I don't know. That's the one that stands out to me from Frolni. Don't use his form 2 very often, but can be good against Harimas. There we go. Next up is Carnage the Anarch. He is 6-star now. I pulled that recently from Curse City. So it took me ages to get his 5-star, and then his 6-star didn't take as long as getting the 5-star, weirdly. Still took months, but you know, there we go. He's really good. Amazing champion. He's particularly good in Arena because of these debuffs. Block passives, block actives is so strong. Seal is actually really good as well. That disables gear sets and masteries. The main use of that, it totally neuters most damage dealers. You turn off their lethal or merciless, you turn off Helm Smasher and other damage boosting masteries. Their damage plummets, and that's quite important because he's so powerful to keep alive. He's got short cooldowns, his debuffs are insane, and he can counterattack and be debuff spreading with his passive. It's difficult to keep him alive, though. Seal really helps him to stay alive. Yeah, he's an amazing champion because of the debuffs. Hard counter to a lot of champions in the game. I think people underestimate him a decent amount. I have him in Lethal and Stone Skin. There are other ways to build him. A pretty common way is Stone Skin and Swift Parry, actually, which gives you a 50-50 to get unkillable. So you're giving up some damage, but you're trying to focus more on just survivability. I have him very much built for damage, which I think is a little less common in the metagame, but it's sort of a limitation a bit of my account, and also there's a benefit too. The high damage does make it easier to trigger the debuff spread. He's very likely to actually kill people. It's pretty powerful. Wand of Submission is probably more common on him, again, to just protect him and have him counterattacking. Though, I don't have any of them, but there are the mythical triangles that give you 50% more damage when counterattacking, which would make him just an absolute monster. Yeah, but there we go. I've got him. Oh, sorry. He doesn't need high accuracy to place his debuffs. That's probably even more important than damage. It's having enough accuracy to be a debuffer. But I've got him high speed, high damage, high accuracy. In his alternate form, loads of damage and still lots of accuracy, which he doesn't need the accuracy, but there we go. Cat's Gaze. And yeah, Lightning Cage to protect Stone Skin and defensive buffs. He has these masteries. You could potentially even ditch Helm Smasher and just go like more accuracy with Eagle Eye and just be really relying on his alternate form passive to give you the ignore defense. I use him quite a bit in PvE as well, though, so I do like him just being more straight up raw damage. He's super fun. Gallas, super fun champ as well. Mythical Chicken. His big problem, I don't have Stone Skin for him. The problem is he is a defense nuker in the Skinwalkers who wants accuracy. I also have Marius, who's a defense nuker in the Skinwalkers who wants accuracy, and they both want lethal Stone Skin builds. I simply can't do it, so Marius has priority. Marius is more useful overall. He gets the better gear, but Gallius is great. You saw in Siege, he's so useful in Siege, because in Siege, I can just take the gear off Marius, put it on Gallius, and I was like, yes, let's go. So yeah, he's coming in. High speed, high defense, 100% crit rate damage, a bit of accuracy. His alternate form, basically the same stats, actually. It's basically the same, but I did have him with this Wand of Submission. I've swapped him into Essence Quencher, just going for more damage. The reason is, Wand of Submission, I actually think he's immune, right, to basically all crowd control effects. Not turn meter reduction, but like, hard crowd control in his alternate form, which is cool. Wand of Submission should still reflect them, even though he's immune. So it's certainly not useless. And Wand of Submission be very strong for round 1 of the fight, where you could easily end up having him sit there in Stone Skin, Lightning Cage, and be like, unless you kill me right now and maybe they can't deal with it, I can swap form, and he's such a powerful nuker in form 2. Maybe he just deletes the enemy team. But they might try Armanz and polymorph him. Wand of Submission in form 1 protects from that. I'm not going to have that option, but I've gone more for just all-out offense and Form 2. Essence Quencher is just, it's what I've got. I think he's perfect for Stormcaller because, again, if they Stormcaller, basically Thor's passive, it's like great gem slots, great damage stats, mythical relic. You build up to 5 stacks the passive, your next attack does a stun. Dangerous because they could reflect the stun with Wand of Submission, pretty bad. No problem, because he's immune. The stun could trigger Polymorph. Pretty bad. No problem for him because he's immune. I think Marius would be another classic champion for Stormcaller because he can trigger it so stupidly well with his A3 and all of his counterattacks and his AoE. So he's stupidly good with Stormcaller, but Marius is vulnerable to the stuns and the Polymorphs, whereas Gallas is not. So yeah, I don't have a Stormcaller. If I did, I'd love to have it on him. He'd be really, really fun with that. I've gone Life Harvest. Again, I think a 5 and 6 star, this becomes really juicy. That turn meter fill, because he can come in with his A2, decrease defense before attacking, can't be resisted, and then he just nukes people, and he steals turn meter. Very powerful to just nuke them, steal turn meter, they revive, or they've got Marishka or something, you get even more turn meter and go, I'm ready to just nuke you again. It's very overwhelming. Now, his biggest thing probably is being a counter to block damage champions, because he absolutely claps. So very strong against Odin, very strong against Siegfried. Lovely stuff. Fantastic. So I use him a lot for that. So yeah, I'm a bit limited picking him in live arena because I don't have Stone Skin, but he's still a massive counter to those block damage champions because of it. Great champ. Got these masteries on him. Fairly straightforward. And yeah, next up is Lazarus, actually my fastest champion. I've bounced between building him as a damage dealer and building him as a go first champion. He's a bit weaker as a go first champion without the 20 speed from the 6-star Mythical Soul. However, I've got so many damage dealers to just wake, and I've got so few supports for relatively speed. I'm so weighted towards damage, I've gone for support, but he's a hybrid, right? So he's built for loads of speed. He is 437 speed. I just got a legendary speed glyph and it max roll today, so I'm very happy with that. Juicy, really nice. But he's my fastest champion currently. He'd be 457 if he had the 6-star soul. Whoa, nice. And he's got high accuracy. He's got good damage, actually decent defenses as well. In his alternate form, again, he gets a 30% increased crit damage buff in his alternate form. So he's got good crit damage and attack. Now, what he obviously lacks is any ignore defense, which holds his damage back quite a bit. You really do a lot less, but he still does enough damage to be a significant threat. And the way we've done that is, crit rate gloves with crit damage, attack percent chest. If this had attack percent on it, it'd be a good bit better. Crit damage necklace. You start adding that stuff together and it gets, that's sort of how you get there. And mythical, that also, again, for these mythicals, these hybrid mythicals, souls are so impactful. He has the only mythical relic on my account, but it is a doozy. The Crown of Corruption, so good. It gets a big bonus at level 6, so hopefully I'll get there eventually, but more speed and crit damage, beautiful. Big damage boost, take less damage as well. He can be surprisingly tanky in his base form. I love these gems on him. If no one's taken a turn, he does 10% more damage, so 20% more damage. So if he's the fastest, they're not protected in Stone Skin. You've seen I can swap to Form 2 and just AoE nuke them. It's real nice. So yeah, he's really fun champion. I love it, and we've made his buff removal better, turn meter. Yeah, intimidating presence because he's a speed champion. He's such a good champ. Love the build. I do say so myself. Next up, we've got Nice. Nice is stupid in arena. I've got him lethal, feral, and 1 reaction to try keep him alive a little bit. Feral is cool. A lot of people try to bomb Nice, so I do like feral to keep him alive. I believe the more meta build for him would be 6 merciless, triple reaction, but I just struggle. Like, merciless is in such high demand, it's a bit of a struggle. The HP nuker, lethal gear, a little less in demand, and he obviously gets priority on that. Probably him and Empress being the best too. But Nice is just stupid. He's got a plus 15 Wand of Submission. Lovely gems on this. When he receives healing, more max HP. He heals himself in his alternate form with his A1. When he kills an enemy, more damage. Ignore defense is less effective. Really, really juicy. Couple of mythical relics are very strong for him. So for like Wand is your typical one. Just solid. Now, another few relic options for him. Zibia's Servitude. We saw that several times now at this point in Siege. I think my last 2 Siege videos, we fought Zibia's Servitude Nices. It's nasty because you can make him not be crit when his HP is low, and it can become really difficult to actually kill that Nice, though it does leave him very vulnerable to crowd control, whereas the Wand does protect him a good bit. I would say that's where, commonly as well, more so at 5 and 6 star is where he gets uber disgusting. You can give him Chainbreaker, which will give you a 25% chance every turn to remove debuffs, and a 40% chance to give him 20% turn meter when he's hit, and he's got crowd control. It's crowd control debuff specifically. Let's say you AoE stun the nice with like an Armanz or something. With a high level Chainbreaker, he's got a good chance to just break free and then give himself block damage and remove all his other debuffs, or to nuke your team or whatever. He gets loads of turn meter, and obviously in his alternate form, he is potentially double speed, which is crazy. I have him built, by the way, with almost 300 speed. So with no increased speed buff, if enough people are dead, he could be coming in at 600 speed almost, which is pretty good. Yeah, nice is stupidly strong. Yeah, 6 Merciless, 3 Reaction is maybe a bit more common, but this is what I've got. That's the Relic. Oh, another Relic, which is interesting for him. I don't know if I put it on. I don't have it, obviously, either, but the Chrysalid of Rebirth, speed, which is nice, but a chance to get an extra turn up to 100% when you revive an ally. He revives somebody every time he kills someone in his alternate form, so he could potentially start chaining extra turns. Though as he revives people, he gets weaker. His passive gets weaker, but still really strong for a nice. Yeah, but I think Wand is such a safe bet for him. His biggest weakness is crowd control, and it protects him. I guess his biggest Enfeeble's pretty bad for him as well, but there's very few Enfeeble champs. And obviously, you know, Marius is the big counter to nice. But yeah, so that's nice. He has Lightning Cage 1 star. As I said, Chainbreaker at higher stars is good. This is nice to protect Feral. People can try counter him with bombs, can be difficult to deal with. And yeah, he's got these masteries, I think, fairly straightforward. He's counterattacking anyway in Form 2, so I don't think... I've got Cycle of Revenge. This because he's counterattacking a lot, you know, kill people. More damage with dead allies is important. Less damage from crits. Another thing with Nice, when you do get him high stars, which is very spicy as well, you can maybe actually... I didn't mention, but you could give him the... So many champions want it. The Shuriken Relic, what's it called? It's so... What am I clicking on? Such a busted relic. The Stars of the Jinang is insane. You start just absorbing all the enemy's turn meter boosts. It's crazy. Like 50% when it's maxed out. So whenever anyone gets turn meter on the enemy team, you get 50%. So if Arbiter 30% boosts for enemies, you get 60% turn meter. It's absolutely absurd, and it's giving him resistance. Nice is scary with resistance. I've got none. But we ran into a high resist Nice, and he's a nightmare because he gets up to 100% bonus. So you could, if you build your Nice, like, you know, he gets loads from the Blessing as well, like 90, isn't it? Yeah, Mythical gets 90 resistance, but like if you have, imagine a Nice with 500 resistance, he could be up at, he could be 1,000 resistance. Like, what are you going to do? At that point, it doesn't matter if he's got Chainbreaker or Wand of Submission. The dude's freaking immune to all crowd control, basically, anyway. Absolute nightmare. So, yeah, he's fun. Fun champ. Obviously, he's stupidly good for me. Obviously. He made such an impact. He made my win rate jump, like, 10 to 20% in live arena. Like, stupid good. Empress up next. Free champ. Absolutely amazing. I've got him in Savage and Stone Skin. Standard stuff. I have him high speed. I want it to be my fastest nuker because he can remove Stone Skin with this move. Obviously, this gets blocked by Lightning Cage, and it's part of why Lightning Cage is so popular on champions, because Empress is picked in like almost every fight. He's so insanely good. He's I've basically ditched accuracy. Makes him worse for Faction Wars. But I'm wrecking Faction Wars like double Kalvalax anyway, and he just finishes everything off, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, sort of built for high damage. I mean, he does no blessing. If he had a blessing, he'd be looking pretty juicy, right? But he doesn't have any blessing yet, unfortunately. Just haven't been lucky enough. He's got a Wand of Submission. It's sort of like Nice's one, but slightly not as good, so we'd love to swap one of these gems. With double of these gems, take less damage when you're revived. It still caps at 30%, but the first time he's revived, he gets 20% damage reduction. He does have a self-revive in his alternate form, so it's not too bad. He gets revive on death, comes back. I think it does activate the gems. I'd rather obviously have him with just the, you know, you kill people, you get 10% more damage is obviously way better. But yeah, I think it's fine. So there we go. And yeah, he has no blessing. I would give him, actually, I probably would give him Life Harvest. Lightning Cage is good as well to protect his Stone Skin. But I probably would personally go for Life Harvest. I'm a big fan of Life Harvest. I guess it depends. Lightning Cage may be better at 1 star. 5 and 6 star is where I think Life Harvest gets really good. But I think, he starts to... If he can start cycling through his turns, he just gets disgusting for enemies to deal with, and destroying their max HP leaves them very vulnerable to being killed, and then the necrosis rips them apart. So very cool. These are his masteries, pretty standard stuff. His counterattack is very powerful in his alternate form, so pretty strong there. Rotus up next. I don't use him crazy much at the moment, probably the least out of all of these, but he is really good. I need to improve his gear a little bit. He's only 242 speed, which for me is very slow. So... But he is in 9-piece Merciless. I might either put him to just simply 6-piece and give him more speed. 9-piece Merciless is so juicy, though, because he can start getting extra turns and go crazy. But yeah, so I don't use him too much at the moment because 242 speed, at the level I'm playing at, like you've seen my other damage dealers, he's almost 300. He is 300 plus. He's almost 300. He's 400. He's slow as well at 270. He's very slow. You can see how much I use the damage dealers is basically proportional to their speed. Or I build good speed on them the more I use the damage dealer, you might say. So Rotus is one to come back to and improve a bit. He's fun. He's a fun champ because he scales so well off of... the best ring I've got. He actually does really well with HP. Flat HP with attack percent is ideal, just because of how his scaling works. He scales very well off of HP, but his base HP sucks. So HP percent, not very good, where he's got very high attack. Attack percent, excellent. So flat HP, a flat HP ring, a flat HP thing, flat HP Ascensions up here, perfect. It gives him survivability and damage. It's beautiful. But then you want attack percent. Here's got HP percent. Well, it's only a 5-star chest. Again, we'll see about improving him at some point. He's got a Gore Crescent, lots more damage. His best relic would be the Death Dealer. The Death Dealer, his passive really protects him. In fact, arguably Death Dealer makes him trigger his passive more often, and then he doesn't crit. He will crit force affinity enemies. So suddenly a Death Dealer Rotus is like, I don't care so much about your Ultimate Death Knight or your Galathir. I can rip them apart. Obviously, if they've got Stone Skin, he does nothing, but really cool. We've got Ward of the Fallen. It interacts well with his passive. It's not all that good until 6-star, though. 6-star is a huge boost to Rotus, because then he can start refilling the bone armor. Bone armor, the bone damage scales off of attack, and he's got high attack, so it actually ends up being pretty impactful. Yeah, so he's cool, though. He's got these masteries. Probably standard enough, really. I guess one of the things would be, do you go for Whirlwind of Death or do you go for the Ruthless Ambush? That's always a big decision. Could maybe ditch that one, but I do quite like Bring It Down. I don't know. It's there's decisions with the Rotus, but that's Rotus anyway. Marius, use him all the time. Lethal Stone Skin. He actually has one bit of Slayer as well, which he does need for the crit rate. So yeah, buying those Forge Passes paid off. Hey, pay to win. Let's go. High defense, high speed, high crit damage, high accuracy. Yeah, it's the best I can do. He's got a plus 15 Cat's Gaze, which is maybe not ideal. It gives him a lot more damage, makes him a big damage threat, but you are vulnerable to polymorph and stuns and stuff. But I don't know. I like it on him. He's got Soul Reap, obviously, for PvE. If you're using him for Chimera or whatever, oh, I'm an idiot. 6-star Crushing Rend is a huge damage boost for any boss stuff. In Arena, Soul Reap is better. It's very strong against champions like potentially Siegfried and Nice. When they passively metamorph, if you've removed their defensive buffs, which you often do with his A3, if you've not quite finished them off, he can A1 them, and then the Soul Reap is an extra chunk, and that can secure kills on champions that otherwise you wouldn't. It's very, very good for Arena. Obviously, Crushing Rend, 6-star is better for PvE. 6-star Crushing Rend is still decent for Arena, but Soul Reap is better. And yeah, he's got these masteries, I think fairly standard as well. Just upping his chance here to place Enfeeble and potentially a 2-turn Enfeeble. Like, if he lands a 2-turn Enfeeble at the right time, it can literally win a fight just like that. It's kind of nuts. Sephi up next. She's in 9-piece protection. And she's very fast as well at 427. So fast, tanky, 9-piece protection. Yeah, I think her buffs are just so powerful. Having them protected is a really big impact. And I want her fast to outspeed enemies. But yeah, she gets a bit wrecked by people in Supersonic, which that's sort of her major problem right now. I've got her Intimidating Presence, though. I still use her all the time. All the time. very strong against bombs and stuff like that. She's got Wand of Submission. Obviously, this would be great to upgrade with a pure speed first stat. So, she's pretty common champ to get. Like you're probably, after a couple of years of relics or whatever, you're probably eventually going to get some hallowed hilts. If you start getting mythicals, there's a 50-50. It's going to be one of the, I guess, 25% of your mythicals are going to be hallowed hilt, 25% will be Volcardiac Heart, and then the other 50 is split between the other stuff, unless they have hinted that they will change relic crafting at some point, which is why I'm hoarding resources. Pretty good with hallowed hilt. The speed is great, good stats, good gems, and she can give you the fervor buff with her A1. So yeah, Sephi's cool. I love Sephi. Yeah, I'm a huge Sephi fan. She is great. I still use her a lot. 9-piece protection helps her to stay relevant, and she's very good. She's got these masteries. Armanz, he is in 5 supersonic. He's got a bit of he's got a bit of feral. He's got a bit of pinpoint. I've got a lovely banner on him. Accuracy with accuracy and triple speed. It's not the highest rolls, but it is juicy. It's a refresh banner as well. This can really turn the course of the fight a little bit. I just got like a better necklace for him that I've been waiting in my vault. Finally got to that. I got a triple speed helmet. One issue with him, I've got very little supersonic gear with accuracy on it. It's very hard to get accuracy and speed and have it roll into all of that. But he's coming in. He's 410 speed. He's fast. 600 almost accuracy. He's almost there. And he's actually quite tanky. But yeah, like high speed, high accuracy. I love his accuracy to be higher, but it is what it is. He does have stuff to help with this, so I've actually put these gems in recently as well. Additional 30 accuracy when trying to place stuns and sheeps. I think 60 extra accuracy there makes a huge impact. Speed for every enemy that is stunned or sheeped. Obviously, stupidly good on him. Yeah, so I think, and Wand is very strong as well if they do have polymorph or whatever, and just, yeah, throw it back. Pretty cool. His best relic is probably Chrono Cube, though. Throw him in a Chrono Cube. There's not that many champions that really make use of this. I think Queen of Hearts and Armanz are like the two that really spring to mind. Where with this one, Armanz can come in. You do need it fully upgraded for it to work perfectly. Makes him far more dangerous on arena defense. But basically, especially if he's your fastest champion, so they won't get many lightning cage stacks, you open with the A3, which will polymorph someone potentially and remove their buffs. And if he doesn't get wanded, if he doesn't have the polymorph wanded back at him, he can potentially remove their stone skin with his A3 or remove their feral with his A3 and then follow up instantly with an extra turn with his A2 and AoE stun them and steal their turn meter and potentially just win you the fight right then and there, which is crazy. And with you could give him, what's the one? Oh, never mind. I guess it's not here in this. Is it one of these? Oh, it's Caught Unawares is perfect for him. 25 accuracy for enemies not taking a turn. Yeah, that would be ideal. But it wouldn't fit in the Chrono Cube. But yeah, Chrono Cube, really cool on him. Then he would miss his, A3, A2, and then he misses his next turn, but he probably gets his next turn almost immediately. And he'd miss out on his A1, but then he'd be ready to go with his A3 again very quickly. So it really turns him into, I think, quite a menace if you're lucky enough to have it. Definitely consider it. You lose out on like the speed, of course, and you won't have Wand, but it's still really good. Supersonic is nice, cut in, CC enemies. He's still really fast. I have a 6-star. I bought the 6-star blessing for him with my red essence. I use Armanz all the time, even despite the fact that he gets wrecked by Wand. But hey, pretty standard, I'd say. Blessings, mastery, sorry. Lady Noel, user loads. I think she's great. I pretty much only use her with Sir Nicholas, though. I almost never pick her alone. She's coming in tanky, decent speed, and as much resistance as I could. She does have some accuracy in case I do use her alone. Honestly, I use her alone so little, I should probably get rid of that. Though typically with Sir Nicholas, she just needs resistance and speed. She's going to be unkillable, so I don't know if the tankiness even matters. It's just resistance speed is probably all she really needs. I've got her in 8 pieces of stone skin for the resist. Definitely double stone skin is lovely. With the high resistance as well, so she can stay alive, especially for arena defense, because I typically program her to open with her A2, so having her stay alive to get to her A3 is nice. I have her with Harp of Caspial, which is very unusual, but I like it a lot on her. Turn meter, whenever she uses a skill that doesn't deal damage, she's got 2 3-turn cooldown skills that don't deal damage. So this adds up to a nice little bit of extra turn meter. It's a nice budget relic, and it's got nice little gem slots to give her more resistance, which is like she could potentially here have 90 bonus resistance against buff removal at the start of the fight to try to protect that stone skin even more. and maybe help her survive bombs and whatnot. Yeah, lightning cage to protect her buffs. I don't know. She could also be pretty good in life harvest. If you build her with accuracy or you get her 6-star, she'd be pretty good in polymorph as well, to be honest. You could probably even give her temporal chains. You could even give her intimidating presence because she does have a crazy good speed aura. Lots of ways to go with her. Big fan of her. I've got her with these masteries. Arguably, maybe I should give her unshakable. More resistant? Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Again, for the relic, nice upgrade. Some of the nice upgrades would probably be, again, resistance main stat. Cardiac Heart is a decent option. You could obviously just go with a wand, it would be fine. Again, the Stars of the Genang would be really good. Do they add any more good resistance stuff? Torch of Thraldom wouldn't be terrible if you're running her with Sir Nick. They're in the same faction. That's a maybe. You definitely have to, you only have one ally, but you know, you get a bit of a stat boost. Possibly worth it if you, probably not for PvP. She'd be very good with Chrysalid of Rebirth. Very good. That extra, just really cycling through her turns like crazy. Pretty nice. She's quite vulnerable, unfortunately, to Wand as well. She'll get the freeze wanded back at her. So I like to run her with a block debuffs champion if possible. But yeah, that's her. She's fun. Anora, similar stuff. She's in 4 stone skin for bolster. Could just run her in 6 stone skin, but high HP, high resistance. She has aspect of Siroth. Again, try keep her alive with some more resistance against crowd control, mostly just against the sheep, to be honest. Destroy their max HP a bit. It's okay. And she has life harvest as well to sort of punish enemy revivers and like this. So fairly typical. I do think we could just go 6 pieces of stone skin. Wouldn't be too bad. Actually, just keep her alive and try get her to revive the Narcies. I think high resistance is probably the way. Yeah, that's lady. That's Anora. I use her a decent amount, so she's definitely a champion. I need to look into upgrading the relic a bit and whatnot. She'd be perfect for Cardiac Heart. She'd be an ideal carrier. The resistance, beautiful. Magma shield to keep her alive, beautiful. If you're running her with the Narcies, they can't run Narcies to counter your shield. Well, I guess they could, but it gets a bit spicy for everyone at that point in Siege. But yeah, probably Cardiac Heart would eventually go onto her for sure, though aspect of Siroth is nice as well. We've got Lord Entertainer Fabian. I have him in 5 Supersonic, 2 Feral, 2 Righteous, actually. A little Forge Pass. 391 speed, 633 accuracy. I am saving up for a 6-star soul for him, so he'll be pretty close to Armanz. He would be, what, 406 at that point? Yeah, I think it'd be 406 after that. So pretty close, and I think I've got, yeah, I can glyph his speed up more. A little bit, yeah, here as well. So yeah, he'll get there eventually. He has a Temporal Stagnator, which is fun. Great stats, and he has a chance. It gets quite a bit stronger at level 6. Chance to still increase skill cooldowns is the big thing. Chance to increase skill cooldowns when landing a weak hit, which I think is very, very powerful. Very powerful for him because he can struggle with affinity, and increasing their skill cooldowns is incredibly impactful. So I do like that. Obviously, just going for a wand is a lovely safe option. You can't really go wrong with it. He does break free from the crowd control anyway, but still reflecting the crowd control back is amazing. But yeah, that's what I've got for him. Temporal Chains. Also with this, you know, he pushes the enemy turn meter back, so he does trigger Marius counterattacks a good bit, which again is nice. If he gets enfeebled, he can potentially still land his cooldown increase with this, and he's very good against Marius. But if you don't have Stone Skin, it's obviously a risk running Temporal Chains. Yeah, stuff with him. We've got Hegemon. Built for damage. He's got Cracking Roots. There's not really any point. I should probably swap that, to be honest. To Soul Reap would make more sense. Maybe will I do it right now? I don't know. We'll leave it for now. Hegemon is great. He just AoE nukes people, gets his first turn. So we've got him with a Cat's Gaze. More damage on the first hit. He's got one of the things that Lazarus has. I need to get a second one for him. Do I have one actually? Have I pulled one yet? No, I've got the crit rate one. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, he's coming in 6 Merciless. Yeah, just give him as much damage as possible. Just try one-shot people on the first turn. Cat's Gaze is perfect, or anything that's going to give him upfront damage. You're just trying to nuke people who don't have Stone Skin. Cracking Roots is interesting because he could potentially destroy Stone Skin. I probably should have him switch to Soul Reap, to be honest. Sanguin Maria. I probably will demote her out of the top 20. I love this champion. She's very strong, but she's very awkward to use, and I find she works pretty well, very well in Tag Arena. She can work very well in Siege, but because you need to put quite a lot of planning into getting her into a team, I find it awkward to pick her in Live Arena. And, it takes a little bit of work. So she's not like an easy go-to, oh yeah, just pick her. So she might get demoted a little bit. I've got so many damage units, but she is very good. So I've got her high speed, great gear, just great damage all around. She's got a wand of submission, got lots of damage, got life harvest to punish the revivers. I've covered her recently in a video. I like her a lot. She just is awkward to fit into a team to try to trigger that guaranteed extra turn. Can't really use her very easily on arena defense because, again, she's much better with manual. So she's got some big drawbacks, but when you do manual play with her and you've got a team that fits with her well, she is crazy. I don't have a Necret the Great. If I had a Necret, oh boy, would she go crazy. Freya, got her at the moment in 9-piece protection. Consider putting her in Stone Skin, but I've got her built with damage as well. So she's got good speed and some damage. That's how I've gone. You could also, lots of ways you could build her. You could go even faster. You could go with high resistance. You could go all-out damage. Lots of ways. Right now, I've got her Wand of Submission, sort of budget Sephi for me. Lightning Cage Protector buffs because she doesn't have much resistance. Helm Smasher so she can do some damage. The 9-piece protection helps her do a bit of damage as well. So she's like an interesting hybrid. Lots of ways you can go. You can commit to the buffing aspect. You can commit to the damage. You can try and mix and match both. Lots of ways. Ultimate Death Knight, 6-piece Stone Skin, triple reaction, as much resistance as I can. He doesn't have the 5-star to be he'd be close to 900 at that point, and he's tanky, and he's just there to delay people. Aspect of Siroth, straightforward enough. This gem is great on him. People hit him, they get their max HP destroyed. Lovely. More resistance against sheep, mainly, from Armanz. And, life harvest, whatever. Temporal chains, maybe be good too. Resistance, stuff, more healing. Yep. Yumeko I've re-geared, actually just in the last week, just after Siege. I've now re-geared her into Supersonic. Now, she is struggling. She's got double pinpoint, double feral as well, and she has sub 400 accuracy. So she's got no accuracy, but she is pretty fast, and there's a lot of room with some glyphs to upgrade this stuff. So, not that one. This one we could upgrade. I don't know if I want to waste a big glyph on it. I mean, it's pretty good, but could be a bit better. Again, we could glyph. So we could get her. This needs a big glyph. That's a big speed, 32 speed, man. But yeah, it's hard to get her into, like this. This is a lot of speed. It doesn't have accuracy, so it's tricky to get her with the accuracy. A blessing would help. Would be closer to, should be like 450 at that point. Would feel a bit better. She's got a wand of submission. Maybe I could give her like an accuracy main stat relic. Don't know really what to do. Temporal chains, straightforward enough. Same thing with Fabian. Temporal chains, just slow them down. Cut in with Supersonic. Decrease their speed, cut in Supersonic, lock them out, straightforward strategy. I actually use her a good bit, use Yumeko a good bit. And then Kalvalax, I've got 2 of them. This is the main one I use, which is 4 pinpoint to protect from polymorph. And lots of attack, lots of accuracy. That's about it. Probably, he right now only has a +9 Arachne Elixir. What I probably would do is, once that's finally upgraded, would probably drop the attack and put the accuracy a bit higher. But yeah, that's him. He's simple enough. Arachne Elixir, he just like one-shots enemy teams if he lands the poisons. He's got this bit of crit rate for debuffs, so he could potentially get 20% extra crit rate. He doesn't have 100%, but it could be cool. I mean, in a perfect world, you probably have him, still attack percent gloves, but you pick up a few crit rate substats, nah, you probably even wouldn't bother, man. You probably just give him frickin' attack everything, like attack neck, attack everything, and just accuracy, and just kill him with poisons. Debuffs make his poisons better. The rest doesn't really matter. It's just there for the fun of it. And then the final champion to look at today is going to be Nishak. Have him in 4 pinpoint, 4 stone skin. So he's just 1 feral for that extra 40 accuracy. So he's just a pain to deal with in the arena. And I think the key here, he's in stat intensive on the 3 different stats. And this will be the same for the new bomb champion, I'm sure. The fusion, high attack, high speed, high accuracy. His accuracy is a little weak. That's a bit of a downside there. But yeah, Arachne Elixir for him. He does do poisons. His bombs turn into poisons, can do good damage. He's got lethal dose. Honestly, it's not much points. 3-star is good. 5-star is a big deal. But I do think at 5-star, 5-star blessing for him with the accuracy, Give him a good arachne elixir. You can kill, if he doesn't kill them with bombs, you kill them with poisons. He's mostly there for the bombs. I don't know, like maybe I should give him a different relic and just give him, there are circle gemstones. In fact, let me show you my Shazar. In fact, Shazar's in over here. I could just give him this, like some attack and 20% more bomb damage. Actually might be better, to be honest. So yeah, I do use Nishak a good bit. Hopefully I get a better blessing for him at some points. He's such a good champion. He's so good. And yeah, there you go. You can see the other, just a quick gander at the other arena champions. We've got the Turtles have joined, so 4 more champions in here now. Some other bomb champs there in Shazar. Sir Nick to go with Lady Noel. Lamassu is great, but I don't have the speed gear for her. She's 400 speed. Not really enough, so I don't tend to pick her. Unless I'm confident that they've got no speed whatsoever. I don't know why Arbiter's here. She's even slower. Never pick her anymore. Could probably remove her from this list. I probably should. I use them a lot in Siege, so it's not the worst thing. But yeah, there you go. It gives you a bit of a... what I'm likely to do, to be honest, I am considering demoting Maria and promoting maybe Eilil would be pretty good. Depending on the HP nuker gear, can maybe bring in the Narcies as well. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they are the arena champions. As I said, 99% of fights, I'm just picking 5 of these. One of them gets banned. The enemy will pick some of them, and we just YOLO through and figure it out. But there you go. Those are my builds. Let me know what you think. Hopefully it's interesting. Seeing how I'm building them and some of the different ideas and theory crafting and whatnot. The big thing that I think the biggest change for me is going to be whenever I craft up these mythical relics. Hopefully I get some, and that will be a total game changer. Some of these mythical relics could fall cardiac hearts, absolutely. Hallowed hilt, absolutely. Storm chronic, yep. Those ones, can't get them anymore. Yep, they would change some builds. Obviously, they would change builds. The Forge Pass ones are insane. Even this Forge Pass one, I think, is insane as well. I don't know if I think that's bad for Arena. This one's really good. Death Dealer would be good. These are okay. Minor Markat could be kind of fun in a couple of champs. I don't know. Tricky to pick it when you could just pick a wand. But well, anyway, you get the gist. That's where we're at. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully it was interesting, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.